Okay, so in this little demo, we're going to use Paxit 2 to make to analyze the grain size. So the first thing we want to do is on the main menu hit Analyze. Okay, we've already got our picture, we got our magnification saved on it through the quick save, which we talked about in a different video. And we go up here and we do detect grain size. It says don't worry about this. It says performing analysis will destroy all these previous measurements. That's fine. It was just the person before you using this, so we're just going to get rid of that. Then we go up to a new analysis, and it's already on new analysis, so we hit next. On this screen, you can select an area to look at if you didn't want to include everything. But we're just going to include this whole picture here. So I'm just going to leave it on that and hit next. Okay, the next part is tricky and requires, you could threshold this so it automatically detects these points. But because we have some perlite in here, it will detect not only the grain boundaries, but it'll detect areas of perlite. And unless you have this picture absolutely perfect as far as the grain boundaries are concerned, and etching, it's not going to work. So I'm just going to make sure that my threshold, I don't have any colors on here besides the color of the screen. I'll just show you what would happen if you can see it turns this pink color or whatever, and we can try to threshold that out, but we're not. We're just going to put them all up at the top there. And so we're going to go to the next thing, and you're going to manually determine where these points are. So you have 3 circles here, and I have to choose every one of these grain boundaries. It's going to take a little while, and I have to be on the Add button here. And so if I'm on Add and I start clicking on grain boundaries, it actually shows where they are. So maybe zoom in on that a little bit. This will take a little bit. Be somewhat careful. The main thing is when you get to perlite, you're just going to do one side and then the other side of the perlite and not do anything in the middle of it, because that counts as a grain on the edge of that grain and the edge of that grain. You see that? That was a perlite grain. And there might be one there. Plus or minus a couple of them and you'll still get a similar number. It's a logarithmic scale. Okay, so almost all the way around here, the perlite. And then, okay, perlite there and there. Okay, and then I'm going to do the next one. It's a little bit tedious. We're going to keep the video going just so we don't have 2 video segments. You can fast forward through this part if you want. But if you did a good job polishing, you should have no trouble picking out where those boundaries are. And in the center here, almost done. That side of the perlite, that kind of went in and out. Somewhere like that. And there we go. So come on back over here, and when I hit finish, it didn't seem like it did anything, so we have to go to report and then measurement totals. Okay, so I don't know if you saw that, report up the top here and then measurement totals. You have to do that on any type of measurement you're doing. So let's see what we have here. You can take a picture of this. You can make a report on this, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So our grain size number is 10.7. Remember, that's the bigger the number, the smaller the grain size. This picture was at 500 magnification, but it will definitely depend on your particular heat treatment and the grain size of your actual sample. The average grain area let me see, and I think that was in microns per square inch, is 78. And so how it works is there was 74 intercepts in circles. The total length of those circle lines is 0.6 millimeters long. So that's how we figured that out. Okay. So that's how you get your grain size number from Paxit 2, and stay tuned for the next videos on how to do perlite ferrite and also how to do a quick save.